This image of pre-snacking bliss right here is mere moments before Yeji, in her own words, thought she set ITZY'S dorm on fire in front of the world. See, Yeji got on VLIVE to talk to fans, eat some snacks. She put some chocolate in a bowl and microwave to melt, and then... Don't worry, she's okay. ITZY'S dorm is okay. We can laugh with her now. Yuno was on the phone afterward to advise her, so hopefully it still came out delicious. Now, a headline that has caught fire this week. I'm sorry, Yeji. Is that too soon, guys? I'm sorry. Anyway, a headline that has caught fire is Rosé blocking her own fan, a blink on Instagram. But there's so much more context you have to understand with this story. So, Paris, like a lot of other fans, sees a post from Rosé and decides to comment. But what many fans don't usually get to experience is the idol, in this case Rosé, replying back. However, instead of clicking reply, Rosé must have accidentally clicked message, an option that big accounts have. So instead of getting a notification saying Rosé has responded to your comment, Paris realized Rosé had unknowingly DM'd her instead. The hahaha sorry was supposed to be a response to Paris's comment, not a DM. After she believed her own eyes, Paris decided to take this opportunity and message back, just showing Rosé some love and appreciation. She then noticed that it said seen, that Rosé had read the message. But instead of messaging her again, Paris decided to not bother Rosé and just leave it at that, which I think is great. A story she can now tell her grandchildren about. 20 minutes later, which is probably the amount of time I would have been passed out for, Paris then realized Rosé had now blocked her. Admittedly, she was confused, a little hurt, understandable because she now can't see any Rosé posts from that particular account, but Paris explained she realized why Rosé had to do that. When Rosé got the message and notification from Paris, Rosé must have realized her mistake of clicking message, therefore opening the private messaging between the two forever. That explains why there was a period of time where Rosé hadn't blocked her yet, she didn't know. Now, from Rosé's point of view, Paris is a complete stranger. She could have been someone who messaged her every day, multiple times a day. She could have edited messages between the two and spread them around. She could have been a sussing. That's why Paris said she totally understands why Rosé had to block her. Doesn't blame Rosé one bit and is even the one defending Rosé from people saying why didn't Rosé do this, that, mute her, because none of those solutions are as safe for Rosé as just blocking. It started as a mistake, it was nobody's fault, and I think Paris handled the whole thing very maturely. Many people also thought the update and statement from BLACKSWAN's company was also very mature and well written. But the question is, do you trust it? Regarding the alleged conflict between members Leia and Fatu that we talked about in the previous video, the agency explained that BLACKSWAN is a group with members of various nationalities, language, cultures, and of course opinions. Disagreements are bound to occur within the team. It's natural, it's normal. And in this case, they should be looked at as constructive disputes, not bullying. That the reports of internal issues spreading around are distorted. They've talked with the members over the past few days, and all parties think the incident has made them realize the importance of each other. And whether you personally believe that statement or not, they crucially end the statement by telling fans to stop insulting the members, their families, and each other with any kind of racist words or actions. That wasn't the only official response we got this week, as Enhypen Jungwon also received some backlash for comments he made during a VLIVE. During their live stream, the guys were talking about how some of the fans who were going to show up at their fan meeting the next day probably just took their college entrance exams or CSATs and that they hope they do well. Jungwon then apparently said something along the lines of, the ones watching this VLIVE might be the ones who didn't do well, right? You can see afterward the members taking a slight pause, and this comment drew backlash for being insensitive to those taking one of the most important and stressful exams in their lives. A lot of international fans at first didn't see why he was receiving backlash, but then the conversation opened to how different testing culture was over there. Every year we hear the horror stories around the college entrance exam time. Many people also thought his comment was probably just a joke that didn't come off right, that he probably didn't mean it to sound the way it did. Regardless, not long after, Jungwon posted an apology for what he said. He explained that he was nervous and excited for their upcoming fan meeting. Remember, they debuted during the pandemic. Jungwon said he wasn't able to fully understand and consider the feelings of exam takers who must have been studying for so hard for so long. Let me know your thoughts on this, and whenever we can, let's end the the video with some positivity because so many cool things have been happening lately. ONEUS earning their emotional first ever win. It's always awesome to see a group get their first #1. Many people consider SORN leaving Cube Entertainment a positive because she now has the freedom to take her career wherever she wants it to go. BTS winning 4 awards at the AMAs, also being the first Asian artist to take home the Big One Artist of the Year. And how can I not mention EXO's CHEN is now expecting his second baby. So happy to hear this couple still has that fiery passion.